he would impart his knowledge and his understanding of the industry to make sure, I didn't realize this at the time, but he was imprinting. Over and over and over, he was imprinting. So, yea, these many years later, it has become an imprint. His love and affection for his family and his faith have gone a long way, not only in his family, but with me. And I think the way that I have been able to appreciate the industry. So thank you also, not only me personally, but for all the money you saved the association in those early years by letting me stay in your daughter's bedroom. So thank you, Roger. Congratulations. And you're right. When I called Charlie, he's like, you mean he didn't already win in this service? Like, he's been doing this forever. He has been doing this forever. So thank you for your service to the industry. So last but not least, we have the Eric Hansen Memorial Grower of the Year Award, and this year we've asked Rob Griffin, the owner and winemaker from Barnard Griffin Winery, to help us with this task. Rob, you know it's coming. You're not pressed. Must we do everything? There's more.
The envelope, please. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for the honor to you bestow to me in allowing me to present this Eric Hansen Memorial Grower of the Year Award. This is too important an occasion to trust entirely to my memory, which has gotten woeful. So please indulge me if I refer frequently to my notes. Those of you who know me know that I'm unusually proud of the fact that I've been fighting in the trenches of the Washington wine industry since 1977. I've called many of you relative newcomers over the years. The person we honor today can call me a relative newcomer, since this individual has been in the vineyard industry since 1976, or 75, or 74. Nobody knows for sure. Nobody's that old. I've been privileged to work with fruit perfected by our honoree since 1977, virtually every year from then to now. And somewhere over the years of almost unbroken collaboration, I realized things were as good as they were because of the efforts of many people, but largely because of the efforts of this individual. A digression. We all have our hobbies, and one of mine is an avid interest in ancient Roman history. Indulge me in a very short lecture. The armies of Rome were organized into legions. In the legions, there were 8 to 10 cohorts. The cohort consisted of 8 units of 100 men called a century. The century elected a leader called a centurion. The centurions got together and elected a leader called the primus pilus, the first rank. This was a person of enormous skill, both as a fighter, but also as an organizer and as a politician. And this person had to be fiendishly intelligent, but was not from the educated classes. Not a noble, but a person of the ranks who earned that position by virtue of superior skill and an inborn ability to get things done. This person, I guess I'd have to say man in the ancient army, that's your first hint, could only rise to the respect of the rank and file and the respect of the noble legate or commander. The primus pilus enjoyed rank and prestige second only to the legate. In the eyes of the troops, he ran the whole show. This person, in order to live through a single campaign, had to have the respect and the admiration of all the troops. People had to want to obey his leadership, and woe to them if they didn't. Our honoree today is just such a man. He has a whole legion of employees who admire him and want to work and earn his approbation, or they had better. He has another legion of people in town who rely on his leadership and friendship in the community. He has a cohort of customers, one more demanding than the next, and he manages to satisfy almost everyone. In this business, there are some winemakers who just can't be satisfied. He has a century of stockholders and managers who wouldn't quite know how to get along without him. Let me share a few comments by his co-workers and his admirers. His favorite wine, sweet. His favorite vines, he loves all of them, particularly those planted in the early 70s. He's on the cutting edge because he's hands-on, because he's always trying to become more efficient, and because a diverse farm in this day and age requires nothing less. What does he do well? He's a master at managing people and being efficient and effective with the tools that he has. It's neat to see a guy with such great people skills who has so little formal education. And let me stress, these are bits of feedback from his colleagues, employees, and people who admire him in the community. What is his attitude on quality? This guy understands quality, but as importantly, he understands the concept of growing grapes to the specifications agreed on in the contract. In other words, he puts resources where necessary and pleases all parties. How does he communicate quality? Through example and with patience. What does he do for fun? Talks about fishing, talks about buying a boat, and spends time with his grandkids. What does he do when he's mad? Smokes a cigarette. Otherwise, this guy doesn't get mad. He's one of the most even-tempered people I have ever met. This is probably why so many people like this guy. Walk around town with him for a few minutes, and you will always see a crowd around him. It's just amazing. It seems like this person knows just about everybody. What is he most proud of in terms of his activities in the industry? He's probably most proud of his work with the people. He works with hundreds of laborers every year, both from the Tri-Cities and from California and elsewhere. He really enjoys providing these people a job, a friend, and a community. What frustrates him about the industry? As he would say, the high tier. I think some of the arrogance that goes on along with our industry bothers him. If you were a king for a day, what would he change? I don't think we should go there. How do others view him? In and out of the wine grape industry, he's well respected and liked by all. Like I said before, he just doesn't get mad. How would he like to be viewed? As a hard worker, a family man, and someone who has compassion for others. What is it like to be his siblings / partner / friend? I enjoy being his friend, like being part of an extended family. He does like to make me uncomfortable. As a joke, every time he has the chance. His pet peeves? Lazy people, drug dealers in the community, and too much of the high-tier attitude from people who haven't earned it. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, charge your glasses and indulge me in one more Latin word and join me in his fine man's wife, Carmen, his family, Jaime, Stefan, Rosanna, his brother, Miguel, and his dog, Doggy, to say nothing of John Vittlich, Kent Walliser, Derek White, the whole gang at St. Moore, Bacchus Dionysus, more Latin, and join me in an ovation for the Washington Association Wine Grape Grower of the Year. And I give you El Jefe, El Patron, La Rana, from Sagemore Farms, Servando Rodriguez. You have to come up.
Ha 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 ha.
So Servando is almost so quick to offer suggestions for things we do. He's awful quiet today. Congratulations, Servando. Couldn't go to a more deserving guy. Must run in the family, eh? Could you cut his hair, though, Miguel? I mean, really? So, ladies and gentlemen, will you help me in thanking and also congratulating all of our award winners, our volunteers, and all the special people in the industry, including all of those that came out today to help us celebrate. Thank you very much. Please drive home safely. Here's to another good year. May God bless and Godspeed. Cheers.